Ladies and gentlemen, gather round and prepare to be intellectually titillated. In this captivating YouTube extravaganza, the erudite hosts Andrew Schulz and Charlamagne engaged in a riveting discourse on the scintillating subject of DJ Akademiks' recent live show.
Because somebody told me that when the way the stage is set up, like, Don't Call Me White Girl, Salute to Mona, Don't Call Me White Girl, she was on before me. And then it's like a 15-minute period after they get off. So that's when people either move or some people stick around, whatever. So somebody told me that video that they put out of Act wasn't all the way accurate.
Because it was during like a gap.
It was during a small gap. But I mean, Act confirmed it was, you know what I mean? But I think he said somebody told me Act had a crowd.
Yeah.
My guys at the Trap Nerds, they was like, nah, Act had a cool little crowd.
I assume that was hating. I assume somebody.
He admitted it though.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay. he admitted it, but I thought and I even ended the show early.
Because Usher gonna leave me.
No, Usher was coming on at 9:15. That was my running joke throughout the whole thing. Like, I know we got to get out here to go see Usher. So at the end, when they saw we was wrapping up and I saw people moving, I was like, all right, in the show. Y'all ain't about to get me out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? All these out here, and then you videotape everybody not here no more. No, I see what y'all doing.
The video would have been everybody walking away.
That's probably what they did to Act, though. I assume that there are people invested in making it look bad.
Act said he took a L. He said it. Yeah, he said Lil Uzi was on. You know what I'm saying? But that's just,
Philly, Lil Uzi, of course.
But I know Act will see this. One thing I did like about what Act said in that video, his scream about talking about people not coming, was he said, now y'all done put a fire under me.
Oh,
and now I want to show y'all
that I can do
that. I can draw a crowd. And I remember us having a conversation after your show at Radio City. And I remember Act saying to me, like, man, I don't think I could ever do something like this, have all of these people come see me. And I'm like, nah, I think you could.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I want to challenge Act to do that.
Yeah.
He said he wants to do it before the year is over.
I think he can do it and just curate the show. Like,
that's it.
Give them a thing to go see.
And you know what your people like.
Yes.
So have it at a venue that your people would feel comfortable at. Them chat niggas that you have it at a venue where those people would feel comfortable at. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, show people you can draw a crowd. Because the Roots picnic ain't fair. Like even what they said on the tweet when they was like, yo, Akademiks showing only sold 8 tickets. It wasn't his show. It was the Roots picnic. Y'all,
yeah, like, don't you buy you buy a ticket to all the events.
Everything.
So everybody's sharing the same group of people.
Yes.
So it's a huge compliment that they're coming to the Brilliant Idiot show because there are probably other shows that are happening at the same time.
Yeah.
That's fire.
And that was cap. You know,
I remember Act mentioning he wanted to get into stand up.
Yo,
I don't do that.
No, I want everybody to try it. First of all, Act funny as shit. And I've been telling him, I was like, yo, just try it.
Everybody funny until they gotta be funny.
Yo, it takes time to get good at stand up. There's no question. But for you, I've always said this about you. You think like a stand-up. Your brain works like a stand-up. You think in terms of bits. That's not saying the first time you do it's going to work. But you will find you are funny enough naturally and a good enough writer naturally that you're going to figure out how to solve that problem. A lot of people go into stand-up, they ain't even funny to start.
It's the hardest thing to do on stage in entertainment. You, by yourself, going on that stage, 1 against 300. 1 against 3,000, 1 against 13,000.
Yep.
That shit is no joke. Don't do it unless you've been putting in the time. And Act is already at a level to where he don't have the time to go out there and
so that's the other thing. It's like and I also think this about you. Like it's like you're so famous that you can't go through the anonymity to get good at stand-up.
Exactly.
And Act is going to have that difficulty as well. It's like anybody that's famous that then gets into stand-up can't really afford to just spend 2 years bombing until they figure it out. Because you're going to be able to sell out venues. You're going to have people coming out to see you. So the expectations are going to be so high. They're not looking at you as a person who just started stand-up. They're looking at you as this hilarious person that they already laugh at and they already enjoy your content.
That's right.
So it's a different level of expectation.
Do you feel the same thing with T.I. when he tried to stand up?
Bro, I admire the fact that T.I. was like, I'm going to bomb through this. Like, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to work on it, and I'm going to keep doing it. A lot of people, do you know how easy it is for T.I. to get a crowd to switch?
That's what I was saying. Like,
He's still out there.
Play the
that's what I
song.
was saying. He's still out there, right?
He's still out there.
No, he is. And
yeah, T.I. still doing the work.
But do you guys think that people are going after to see if he's funny, or like they just like T.I.'s fan?
To me, it don't matter because within 5 minutes of that show starting, you're going to know if you like that. There is justice in comedy, right? So it's like, whether they come out there to see him just because they see him, whether they come out to see him because they think that he's funny, whether they come out to see him because they love his music, doesn't matter. Within 5 minutes, you're either going to like that show or not like that show. And he went through some tough situations that a lot of people would go, yo, I'm out. Like, I don't want to go through the depression of bombing again when I know I could play one of these hits and the whole crowd is going to go crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought T.I. was out there getting his stand-up chops up because I don't know why in my mind I thought he was auditioning. He was going to audition for like the Red Fox role, like when they do a biopic on Red Fox. Because for some reason I can see T.I. playing Red Fox.
That's interesting.
And I feel like he's out there doing his stand-up chops because that is like that role for T.I. would be the role that like wins him like an Oscar or something.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Low key, if you're gonna play Red, you need to be able to do stand-up.
You got it. Come on.
You gotta be able to do stand-up.
Yeah. Come on. But no. Don't do stand-up. Everybody sit their ass down. That was actually
everybody try it one time.
Yeah,
I would love it.
You gotta try it.
If you try one time, you'll have so much more respect for it.
Yep.
I think a lot of people who've never been on stage, they've made people laugh before, so they think it's the same thing.
I got gas like that. Everybody, you should do stand-up, I said, you know what? I'm gonna host some comedy shows. So I'm gonna do these comedy shows. And we did it at the Scratch Factory. And it sold out the weekend we did it. Charlamagne the God's comedy show, whatever. I don't remember. I think I had Damian Lemon on there.
Shout out to Damian, yeah.
You didn't do it.
No.
Damian, I forgot who I had on there, but I had a nice little lineup of people. And I remember going out there with that mic, and I had like 3 or 4 jokes that I was going to rip. And I looked at that crowd and I said, you know what? I'm going to grab this stool and sit down so y'all can never, ever say Charlamagne was up here trying to do stand-up. Because I knew.
Did that joke bomb as bad then?
No.
That joke.
They laughed because they knew I was dead serious. I wasn't joking. I didn't let none of them jokes fly. I sat my ass down and I said, hey, man, thank y'all for coming out tonight. I really appreciate it. We're having a good time tonight, man. You know, and I brought the comedians on because that shit is different.
Bro,
you gotta try it.
Do you remember we went to Foxwoods for that show? I think I was doing a spot on it, and then you were hosting it.
Foxwoods.
It was it was up in Connecticut.
I remember Connecticut. I know Foxwoods Casino.
And I've never seen anybody do less time hosting in my life. Bro, I think he was scheduled to do 15 minutes up top as the host, right? And I remember
15 minutes?
Yo, son. We're back in the room and Charlamagne's Charlamagne already starts talking himself out of it. He goes, so like, yeah, we'll do like, you guys do like 10, 15 minutes up top. And then Charlie goes to me, he goes, yeah, we gonna warm him up real quick. I'll bring him right up.
That's right. You mean, you know how long 15 minutes is?
Long.
All right, let's do that. I dare you to go on stage for 15 minutes and just sit up there.
While Andrew Schulz, in his characteristic sagacity, acknowledged the slight inaccuracy of the published video due to a minuscule temporal lacuna, he unequivocally affirmed the veracity of the performance. The host proceeded to delve into Akademiks' admission of his desire to curate a show and attract a substantial audience before the culmination of the year. Charlamagne, in his inimitable admiration, extolled the dedication of T.I. to the art of stand-up comedy and his audacious willingness to endure the ignominy of failure. The hosts, drawing from their own experiences, proffered sagacious counsel, urging all and sundry to attempt the hallowed craft of stand-up comedy at least once, as it bestows upon one a profound appreciation for its intricacies. In a jocular manner, Andrew Schulz playfully challenged Charlamagne to grace the stage for a mere quarter of an hour and simply sit there, a proposition that Charlamagne swiftly and wisely declined. The conversation then took a fascinating turn, as the hosts delved into the evolution of stand-up comedy over the annals of time. Andrew Schulz opined that in the bygone era, comedians would regale intimate gatherings before ascending the ladder of recognition within the industry. However, with the advent of the ubiquitous social media, individuals can now amass a following without ever treading the hallowed boards of the stage. Charlamagne, in his perspicacity, expounded upon his belief that stand-up comedy necessitates a certain level of dauntlessness. He expounded upon the paradoxical phenomenon of individuals who possess an innate aptitude for improvisation and quick thinking, yet succumb to a paralyzing freeze when confronted with the stage. He also shared his own personal odyssey in the realm of stand-up comedy, recounting his humble beginnings in open mic sessions and how they served as a crucible for the refinement of his oratory prowess. Schulz concurred with Charlamagne's astute assessment of stand-up comedy, highlighting the distinctive skill set it demands, divergent from other comedic forms. He expounded upon the dichotomy between those who excel in the art of penning humorous anecdotes and those who possess an unparalleled flair for their performative delivery. Furthermore, he expounded upon the indispensable ability of comedians to gauge the temperament of their audience and adroitly adapt their material accordingly. The host then embarked upon a captivating exploration of how stand-up comedy serves as an unparalleled conduit for forging a profound connection with the audience. Charlamagne, in his sagacity, recounted instances where comedians, through their material, were able to establish an indelible bond with their spectators on a visceral level. He further expounded upon the potential of stand-up comedy as a vehicle for addressing weighty subjects in a manner that is both entertaining and enlightening. Schulz, in his sagacious concurrence, expounded upon the potency of stand-up comedy as a medium for broaching controversial topics. He elucidated how certain comedians utilize their platform to tackle issues of race and politics, thereby igniting a conflagration of discourse and introspection. The conversation then veered towards the myriad challenges that accompany the pursuit of stand-up comedy. Charlamagne, in his perspicacity, recounted instances where comedians have faltered on stage, an experience that humbles even the most wanted of jesters. He further expounded upon the arduous toil and unwavering dedication requisite for the attainment of proficiency in the art of stand-up comedy. Schulz, in his sagacity, concurred with Charlamagne's assertions, emphasizing that the mastery of stand-up comedy is not an ephemeral feat, but rather a protracted journey. He expounded upon the necessity for comedians to invest copious amounts of effort into the development of their material and the honing of their performative acumen. The host then embarked upon a captivating exploration of the metamorphosis that has befallen stand-up comedy over the course of time. Schulz astutely observed that there once existed a particular brand of humor that held sway, but contemporary audiences now yearn for a different flavor. Charlamagne, in his sagacity, concurred, noting that modern audiences exhibit a predilection for comedians who possess the audacity to traverse the treacherous terrain of controversial subject matter. The conversation then pivoted towards the indispensable virtue of being able to accept criticism as a comedian. Charlamagne, in his perspicacity, recounted instances where comedians, regrettably, proved incapable of receiving constructive feedback, thereby impeding their growth and progress within the industry. He further expounded upon the imperative of embracing feedback and utilizing it as a catalyst for improvement. Schulz, in his sagacity, concurred with Charlamagne's assertions, underscoring the indispensability of criticism in any creative endeavor. He expounded upon the necessity for comedians to possess the fortitude to absorb criticism, as it serves as a crucible for the refinement of their material and the establishment of an indomitable connection with their audience. In summation, the erudite hosts of the Brilliant Idiots podcast, Schulz and Charlamagne engaged in a scintillating dialogue concerning DJ Akademiks' recent live show and the profound significance of stand-up comedy. They expounded upon the challenges inherent in the pursuit of stand-up comedy, including the requisite bravery, the ability to discern the temperament of the audience, and the capacity to accept criticism. Furthermore, they delved into the evolution of stand-up comedy, catalyzed by the advent of social media. The hosts, in their sagacity, proffered counsel, urging all to partake in the hallowed craft of stand-up comedy at least once, as it engenders a profound reverence for its intricacies.